If Jalen Hurts blanks in 2022, then he will be the Eagles franchise quarterback moving forward. What's your fill in the blank response there?
All right. So I'm thinking that his leash is pretty short. So I had to kind of aim high with this answer because I don't think his job is very safe at all. But if Jalen Hurts is able to throw 35 or more touchdowns, I think his job is safe at that point. I don't know what else he could do. Well, I have one other suggestion, but I don't want to steal anybody's answer. But if he can throw 35 plus touchdowns, then I think he's for sure the guy moving forward.
Love it. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, when I, was thinking about the answer to this question, I was again kind of looking at, maybe what stat line he has to hit. And I don't know if necessarily any specific stat pops into my head as far as like, oh man, if he were to do that, like, guaranteed. But, I think it's honestly going to be just a general improvement in a lot of his areas. I think if he, in speaking of numbers, if he improves his total touchdowns, if he improves his yards, if he improves his accuracy, most importantly, if he improves his accuracy, and I think, ultimately, I think if they get a playoff win, I think that'll seal that deal. So ultimately, I'm going to say get a playoff win because with everything that he was last year, they still managed to get to the playoffs somehow. And he wasn't perfect by any means, but he did enough to get them to the playoffs. Now you need to get them, to a win and do enough to get them to a win. So, again, I think just general improvement in a lot of the areas that, us as fans, and I know, the Eagles as an organization are looking to see from Jalen Hurts. But ultimately, I think a playoff win, that'll definitely keep him in town for sure.
I love it. What about you, Eric?
I'll just say he develops as a passer, as a pocket passer. He has to develop as a pocket passer. We know he can get outside the pocket and make great dynamic plays with his legs, and I think even with his arm too. I think there's an understanding that he can make a dynamic play even with his arm outside of the pocket. Can he sit there in the pocket, go read through his progressions, find that secondary guy, that third guy, the check down guy, and make the right reads and get the ball to the right player? And that's going to be an eyeball test. That's going to be just something. There's not really a stat you can attach to it, but like it's going to be an eyeball test. And we see he's not just immediately leaving the pocket when there's pressure. He can stand in there, take the shot, and deliver the football.
Very nice.
You are on mute, my good sir.
My bad. The Orlando have won number one pick. I just saw my phone's blowing up. So there you go. Congrats to Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Paul says, I see Josh Sweat with 7-8 sacks, Graham with 5 to 6, and BG will be a rotation player at this stage of his career. We need more from BG there for sure. Becomes a top 12 quarterback, says Jonathan. Paul says, I don't believe Hurts gets 35 touchdown passes or 4,000 yards as they don't pass enough to do this. And on 3rd and 7 or longer, can Hurts convert from the pocket or a design play and move the chains? That's what he needs to improve on. And I agree, Eric. I'm just going to piggyback off of what you said. For me, it's moving the ball down the field as a passer, being confident inside the pocket. We know you nailed it, man. Like we don't know that Jalen Hurts is terrific with his legs outside of the pocket and improvising and beating defenses with his legs. But where he needs to thrive is as a passer is taking that next step in that intermediate area of the field. I did some digging. I looked at every single throw of Jalen Hurts of 20 yards or more last year. Against teams over 500, he threw for 33% completion, 31% completion percentage with a touchdown and 2 interceptions on passes 20 yards or more. This is a passing league. If you can't beat defenses, it's not good enough, Eric. And that is where I want to see Jalen Hurts take that next step as a passer and show he can be a franchise quarterback. Move the ball down the field, see the field, improve as a passer, go through your progressions and see how many times do we see Jalen Hurts miss a guy that was right there. That would have been a huge gain on offense. Quentin says I'm under on 4,000 yards too.